Keep your radio dial right here. You're locked into the hottest news station on the planet. Hot 702.5 in FM sound. Blazing today's hip-hop, R&B, and pop music. Keeping your radio on fire. Bringing you the hottest, realest, riskiest talk shows live 24/7 on hot7025fm.com.
It's your main man, 360 the Poet from the Morning Wood. And are you looking for the perfect drink? Well, you found it. Mimosa Royale is the perfect combination of California sparkling white wine and natural juice that is both tasty and refreshing. No artificial colors or flavors, no sugar added, and it's gluten-free. As the world's first ready-to-drink mimosa, Mimosa Royale is perfect for any occasion, day or night. You no longer have to drink 12 of those seltzers just to get that perfect buzz. At 8% alcohol, Mimosa Royale is the perfect drink to party with. Offered in a variety of flavors and sizes, you are bound to find a Mimosa Royale that you'll love. We have berry, mango, apple, and orange, with more flavors to come. Mimosa Royale is the most award-winning flavored wine that serves in bottles or cans. You can find them online at drinkmimosa.com or find them at your local liquor store. Ask for it by name. Mimosa Royale.
Hi. Hey. What's up?
All your favorite artists.
Check it out. Say my name. DJ Khaled.
This is Mila J.
Bruno Mars.
On hot7025fm.com.
Yo, it's Tavon Greatness Patterson. Want to listen to Hot 7025 on the go? Download the Hot 702.5 app on the Apple Store or Google Play Store if you got an Android like me.
Let's get it.
You're listening to Her Flow from Hot 702.5 FM Risky Radio. Tune in to The Flow, where we're bringing you the best in hip-hop, R&B, and talk. Hey y'all, this is The Flow on Hot 702.5 FM. Y'all, I got a new music alert. Young Steady and Purple Haze. Y'all can listen to them right here at Hot 702.5 FM. But not only that, you can find them on every streaming app. Listen, y'all don't even have to wait. I'm about to play them right now.
This liquor got me feeling myself. Yeah. They all wanna ride, they don't wanna lose. They all wanna ride, they don't wanna lose. Baby, come and roll with a champion. You know you wanna ride with a champion. They all wanna ride, they don't wanna lose. They all wanna ride, they don't wanna lose. Baby, come and roll with a champion. You know you wanna ride with a champion. It's all on me, and it's all on you. You know what we do. We gon' win times two. We get in the bed, you through. I got you wet like soup. Real deal, no fluke. You already know the scoop. No, I'm nothing like them other dealers. Nothing like them other niggas. Yes, you gon' win with me, baby. That's how we see. I'm off the Patron. It's time to go home. Wanna hear you screaming alone. Love Jones, I know you wanna ride on your team. Come roll with me, I'll show you how to get this green. Keep it chill, nothing between me and you. I got a deal on the lean, so let's take off the scene. Yeah, we can roll, we can get high. Got a spot, let's swing by. Roll it up, take a puff. We don't give a fuck, we run our money up. They all wanna ride, they don't wanna lose. They all wanna ride, they don't wanna lose. Baby, come and roll with a champion. You know you wanna ride with a champion. They all wanna ride, they don't wanna lose. They all wanna ride, they don't wanna lose. Baby, come and roll with a champion. You know you wanna ride with a champion. If you choose wisely, you can never lose. Something like the Isley, put you in the groove, put you in twos. Bring your friend along, Nobody wanna be alone in this cold world. It's you and me, girl. We could take it across the world. Fly to the Mars, cause you know that we stars. They losing, baby, while we running up the score. I love the way we ride, how the fuck we roll. They looking at us crazy like we don't know. But that's just jealousy, it come from being a foe. We love getting money, that's all we fucking know. We sink the bullshit, it'll never flow. We winning over here, you can see the score. Championship, me and my bitch all the way. Going, gone. Stopping us, no way. They all wanna ride, they don't wanna lose. They all wanna ride, they don't wanna lose. Baby, come and roll with a champion. You know you wanna ride with a champion. They all wanna ride, they don't wanna lose. They all wanna ride, they don't wanna lose. Baby, come and roll with a champion. You know you wanna ride with a champion.
Hey, this is Her Flow from Hot 702.5 FM, where we bring you the best in hip hop, R&B, pop, and talk. Tune in. Hey, thank you for tuning in. You guys have tuned into The Flow, and this is Her Flow with Hot 702.5 FM, Risky Radio. You guys, every week I will be here at 5 p.m. PST time. Don't y'all miss me. Do not miss me, okay? I hope everybody is feeling good out there, and if you are not, I have something very special for you today to help you get into that mode of thinking, mental health, and wellness. Matter of fact, what I'm going to talk about has a lot to do with mental health and wellness. We have somebody here that has a business and has a career and has a journey talking about love, health, and wellness. And that is really the name of his business. So I'm going to put the camera over this way, and I'm going to introduce, matter of fact, I'm going to let this guy introduce himself. It's a very special guest. I tell you guys that every week, but very special.
Thank you. I appreciate the invitation. It's an honor to be here. My name is Terry Harper. I actually have a wellness shop here locally in Las Vegas. I have a wellness shop, again, like she said, Love, Health, and Wellness, LLC. Been doing it for going on almost 5 years now. Got all kind of wellness products from sea moss to herbs. Even got some crystals in there too. So all your holistic needs for just about everything.
Absolutely. And I actually, it was so funny because he has a couple of things going on, well, a lot of things going on, but he has a couple of shops. So one of them is in the indoor swap meet here in Las Vegas. I don't exactly know the address, but I'll let Terry tell you that. And I was going in there for something else. I kind of was just like strolling, wasting time because I had some other things to do. So I was kind of like wasting time, went in there for something else. And I was just going in there to get what I was going to get and go out. And something said, you know, there's something else that you forgot. And it was my sea moss. And I had been meaning to get sea moss. And so you were right there. Like I was looking for
divine timing.
Yeah, I was looking for it and you were right there. And so I just stopped and Terry and I had a conversation. And before you know it, he's here on my show. And so one thing that I want to talk about is a lot of people don't understand that your mental health and your emotional health and your physical health are all combined. Oh, yeah. And that's the biggest thing that I think people don't understand. And, you know, especially in this time, right, Terry, there's a lot of things going on that people don't, you know, they don't know how to,
they take for granted, guide. Essentially, somewhat take for granted, but don't realize the magnitude of what we eat being the foundation of our health. And then it, you know, it magnifies and amplifies to your mental wellness, to your spiritual wellness, to all of your being, really. You know, so you have to start with the foundation of eating healthy, take the necessary herbs that you need to heal your body, and you know, then you can be able to ascend to the next level to get your consciousness, your mental right, your spiritual right.
Yeah.
But until you start to feed your body what it needs so it can perform the way it's designed to perform, you're going to be dealing with barriers, and it's going to be just you against you at the end of the day. You know,
Yeah.
You know, no one else is making you eat the things you eat, especially once you know better. And that's part of the reason why I'm honored to be here and honored to do what I do, because I'm educating people to, to treat themselves better, to take care of yourself. Don't leave it up to someone else, the government or state or your doctor. It's up to you to take care of you, because at the end of the day, when no one's watching, what are you doing? No one can sit there and hold your hand every single day.
Exactly. And one thing that I want to mention, and I did my little bit of homework. I did my homework, which I always try to do.
Awesome.
But something that I saw that you had on your IG page, you talked about self-love. And I kind of want to read this. And it said, self-love is when you love yourself, you glow from the inside, you attract people who love, respect, and appreciate your energy. Everything starts with how you feel about yourself. And then start feeling worthy, valuable, and deserving of receiving the best life has to offer. Be magnetic. And that stuck out to me. And I'm going to tell you why, because sometimes when we go through a lot of things in life, right, we tend to forget about ourselves. Like, we're pouring into everybody else's cup. And we forget to pour into our own cup, like the desires. And one thing that I do want to say is, I always tell this, and I've said this on a couple of shows, we are patchwork quilts of everything that we have learned in life. So we start out by being people pleasers, right? And so what happens is we're pleasing our parents, we're pleasing our partners, we're pleasing, our teachers, and you forget how to set those boundaries and how to please yourself.
Right.
And so you become drained because you're no longer filling the cup for yourself, and you're pouring cup into, and then you look up one day and your cup is empty. Right? And it's nothing wrong. People think that's being selfish when you say, no, I got to fill my cup first.
Right.
I got to take care of myself. So tell me, one of the biggest things that you see where people come in to talk to you, what do they say they really need most when they come in and talk to you? When you talk about your products?
When I'm talking about my products, they're mostly coming for something of physical nature, something to deal with the physical, whether it's diabetes, blood pressure, cancer. Those are usually the ones. It's very rare that they're coming for me as of yet, because they don't know I'm a life coach as well. They're not coming for the mental side of it, but after they have having a conversation with me, we get into the mental side and the barriers and the things that we're dealing with at home, because at home, that's where the magic happens. If you will. So if you don't have the support and the right people around you, it's going to be an uphill battle. And if you're just trying to do it by yourself and trying to make these transitions to a healthier lifestyle, it's very challenging. You need an accountability partner and or your actual spouse or partner that's close to you that can help hold you accountable so you can get to this next level. Because by yourself, unless you just have the the will of a Nelson Mandela or just muscle through on your own. Because I had a partner at the time when I first transitioned, and when I say transition, I mean the foundation. Again, as I said, the foods that we eat, and especially for us melanated beings, we're designed to eat plants, and most of us are herbivores. That's most of us on this planet. There's some of us, according to your blood type, you should get your blood checked to see if you do require meat in your diet. But for most of us, we're herbivores, and we should be eating as such. So meat and dairy is not a part of our food groups.
Well, I checked mine, Terry, by the way, and mine was A. It wasn't A. It was A, right?
Okay.
And for me, I'm not supposed to have meats.
Yeah, not.
I'm actually supposed to eat more plant-based stuff.
Absolutely,
more
100%. You should be eating
things like that.
And the thing is, that's what's part of the big dysfunction that we're dealing with today, because we're all eating the wrong foods, so to speak. And when I say that, it's just like if you were to have a vehicle and you start putting the wrong gas in there. Your vehicle's going to start acting up. You're going to need to go to the shop immediately. And that's essentially what's going on now. We've been eating the wrong foods for so long. So that's why it's coming to a head to where we have so many people, getting diagnosed with this and that and back and forth from high blood pressure to diabetes, cancers, everything, So we have to be very mindful of the foods that we're eating, which is causing the dysfunctions.
Yeah. And one thing too is, with our system of things, right? We have the doctors putting you on all these different drugs, right? With all these different side effects.
Yes.
And they're synthetic versions of what's already in our food and things that we can already have on our tables every day and things that are in the grocery store. So what do you say to a person who says, I don't need the supplements. I'm just going to get it from my food?
That's great if you can, and that's a very challenging thing to do nowadays. I mean, the foods don't have the nutrients they once had.
Exactly.
Because the soil is
I
not as
agree.
rich as it once was.
Yeah, I
So it's been
agree.
depleted of its nutrients and minerals a bit. So we have to be mindful of that. So you can go for it, shoot for it if, as far as if you want to go plant-based and try to get all your nutrients and vitamins from the foods. You would have to do a
Okay.
lot of juicing and
Yeah.
a lot of obviously a lot of fruits and vegetables. However, that's where sea moss is just wonderful, you know, and that's why Dr. Sebi was such a huge fan. And that's why so many, you know, herbalists and people who are taking a holistic approach are using sea moss because it's so necessary, because it has 92 of 102 minerals our body needs. So
Yeah.
it's a superfood. It's going to
Yeah.
boost your immune system, helps get rid of mucus. It helps your hair, your skin, your nails, your thyroid, aids with digestion and weight loss, boosts, you know, helps your muscles, your joints. The list goes on and on what it does for you. And that's not to mention, you know, some of the other benefits that I'm not mentioning, but just good for overall digestive health. And, you know, again, it fills the gap as you try to transition to a plant-based diet. You
Yeah.
need something like a supplement like sea moss to help fill that gap. Unless you're, you know, a complete nutritionist, you know exactly what you're doing. And even me, I'll tell you right out the gate, I'm still learning. I have so much to still learn. I
Yeah.
promise you, I'm grateful for this journey that I'm on, and I'm glad I'm on it. But there's so much still to learn and to do. And I look up to people like Dr. Sebi, who inspired me to open my shop.
Yeah.
I look up to people like Yaki out of St. Louis. He's definitely a mentor.
My fiance and I, we both. Well, you know, she introduced me to that. What is his name again?
Yaki Awaken, Yaki
Awaken.
Elohim. He goes by a couple of names.
I can never pronounce it.
Man,
I'm always trying
I'm
to
so
pronounce
proud
it.
of
But I
that brother.
watch him, and there's a lot of things that he talks about that you have to have discipline with.
Absolutely.
And one thing I want to talk about is Dr. Sebi on fasting,
Mm-hmm.
which is a big thing that, you know, because I'm in the middle of kind of intermittent fasting. I know my fiance kind of introduced me to that. And so I didn't know about the 12-hour window or the 12 to 15-hour window?
Yes, depending upon an hour that it's at, and I don't have that memorized for sure. That's
Okay.
you probably have more information on it than me right now at this point, because you've been recently diving into it.
Yeah.
However, there's amazing benefits to fasting, from, you know, helping regenerate your cells to it eating off all the bad cells. It literally, if you were to fast for so many days, you can basically heal yourself, my understanding, from any disease that you're dealing with. You know, it's just a right amount of fasting time, along with, you know, right plenishing the body with fruits and H302, as we've learned from Yaki.
H302, yep.
Shout out to brother Yaki.
Shout out. You can come on the show if you want.
For sure. I look forward to meeting him one day soon.
Yes, well, maybe he'll come on the flow. Let's try to get him on the
let's
flow. You
manifest
two
that.
together. Let's try to get him on the
for
flow.
sure,
Yeah.
for sure.
Let's talk about Dr. Sebi on fasting. And one thing he said is, and I'm going to put on my glasses for
Yes.
this. This is writing is really small. So let's go. It says Dr. Sebi has stated that fasting will heal every part of your body that needs to be healed. Fasting cleanses the arteries, the eyes, it enhances the nerves, the cognitive state, and continence or temperament. Okay, why is that?
Hey, because when the body doesn't have anything to eat, it eats the bad stuff first. And that's what I've learned in my journey, and that's what I've learned when you do fasting. I do a lot of intermittent fasting from day to day. Like on average, I usually don't eat till the afternoon for sure. And on the weekends when I'm at the swap meet, the fantastic 1717 South Decatur.
Please, thank you.
When I'm there, I'm actually
Yeah.
you know, I usually don't eat until like maybe 3 or 5 sometimes,
Yeah,
you know, because
yeah,
I'm so
yeah.
busy when I'm there.
Yeah.
But it's great for your body. It does great things. It keeps your metabolism strong. It keeps your immune system strong. It keeps you strong. It keeps
Yeah.
you disciplinedly strong mentally, so that you know that because when you get those hunger pains when you first wake up, or after an hour after you wake up and your stomach gets to growling, there's a couple of things going on. One, your body is breaking down its waste from the previous days. It's still, you know, processing its digestive system. It's doing its job. The other thing is your parasite. And now that's the thing a lot of us aren't aware of, and just come to, is that there's a lot of parasites in our bodies, and we're all essentially
From the
dealing with
food
them.
that we eat, of course.
From the foods,
Yeah.
from our pets, from the water, from vaccinations, if you will. There's so many ways you could potentially get a parasite. You
Yeah.
know, so
Do you recommend colon cleansing?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Colon cleansing is
Yeah.
necessary. This is where all diseases and issues begin, is in the gut and in the colon. And that's why parasites love to have your system backed up, so that way it can fester more parasites in your system. So that's one of the first things that happens. You have digestive issues, and you get backed up, and you can't go to the bathroom like you normally would to get rid of the waste. So that's
Years
a
and
breeding
years
ground.
of waste, matter of fact.
Exactly.
Years
on
of
top
waste,
of that.
yeah.
And that's why a lot of people nowadays, as they get older to the 50s and 60s, they go to get prostate checked, they go get colon checked, and all these cancers are coming up because it's been blocked for so long, and that waste has been turned into cancerous, which also they're learning just more recently as well, that inside of all these tumors of cancers, they're basically parasites too.
Yeah. And I'm going to tell you how I know you're telling the truth. I'm going to share this with you. I know you guys probably don't want to hear, but you're going to hear it today. So I went and got a colon cleanse some years ago. It's probably time now to go back and get one. And the lady asked me, did I eat sushi? And I said, well, yeah, I like sushi. And she goes, that's not really good for you because there's a lot of parasites in sushi,
yes,
right?
A lot of parasites.
And I love sushi. Okay. So I go and get my colon cleanse and they have a little tube or whatever.
Right.
Parasites.
You can see it.
There were 3.
Like how big? Never mind.
Well, I'm going to tell you because,
Okay.
Because people need to know.
Yeah,
This is
yes,
a show about
absolutely.
information
Yes.
and we're
Yes,
informing
ma'am.
people, right? So they had to be like about 2 to 3 inches parasites because of the sushi. And I was just like, oh my God. Like I actually saw them go through the tube. And, she told me, she said, listen, people eat for years and years and years, McDonald's and all this other stuff that, and then meat, of course, animals, they feed on different,
Yes,
different,
and essentially, if you're on a meat diet, essentially, as that's decomposing through your systems, because if you're a plant, if you're an herbivore, which our bodies are designed to eat plants, and you put meat in there, it's going to take a very long time for that to get out. So with that being said, so for example, lions and tigers are designed to eat meat, right? They have the canines that tear into them, tear into the flesh and digest it. They also have a very short digestive system, so they can get rid of the waste. We have very long digestive systems, which again confirms that we are herbivores. We should be eating plants. That's why it also smells so horrible once we do defecate and when you're eating meat. For sure.
And people think they need the meat because they are talking about protein, and you need protein, but protein is in a lot
the
of
plants.
the plants.
Like ask the cow where it gets its protein from, or the gorilla, or all the strongest animals in the kingdom. They don't eat any animals. They're herbivores. So that's just an old excuse to keep people on it. Oh, that's why I need my meat and my protein and da-da. No, it's not.
Well, I'm just going to be honest with you. I love meat.
No, the thing is,
but I don't love it to the point, because now I'm eating more fish, which I don't know if that's good. Parasites,
it is.
and then So listen, this is what we're gonna do. You wait right there. You wait right there, because we're gonna come back. When we come back, you're listening to Her Flow on the Flow on Hot 702.5 FM, Risky Radio. What we're gonna do is we're gonna play a couple of songs, right? And then we're gonna come back. You're gonna tell me how you got started, but I want to get more into some of your supplements and
Absolutely.
how you got into this and what
I'm happy to share.
We're gonna get deep.
Let's
we're
do
gonna
it.
get the tea, okay?
Let's get it.
We'll be back.
If I give all my time, you ain't gotta try. I get it. Got something on the side, you ain't gotta lie. Now with it. I'm about to roll up, tell me what's the hold up. So hit it. Let's talk about this now, I'll make it real loud. Unneeded problems, trust has fallen. Got folks calling my phone now. What you gon' do? Need me to do influence of this problem. Unneeded problems, trust has fallen. Got folks calling my phone now. What you gon' do? Need me to do influence of this problem. Let me know what's up. You real tight-lipped, saying nothing. I might jump ship. See you drowning into nowhere, and you best believe you wanna play the victim. You gotta play the victim. Unneeded problems, trust has fallen. Got folks calling my phone now. What you gon' do? Need me to do influence of this problem. Unneeded problems, trust has fallen. Got folks calling my phone
this. I know you run your sister, so I'ma just keep it crisp. Ooh-wee, believe me, I love what you got. But I'm young and I'm dumb, running straight to the top. Leave it, color-coded, with it. Love whenever you be showing emotion, yeah, that mean I got you. To be honest, ain't a lot of chicks that really top you. And you know I'm with it, nothing to lose. You got the juice, I be around some groupies, but I'm not into those. Yeah, I want you in the picture, but you changing your pose. Banging me up, calling my phone, saying you know what I'm doing. You know you hard, you ain't moving. So tell them cats in them DMs, if I see him, my baby gon' be making a post that say free him. Cause your love worth 100 miles of running facts. Let me call this girl back.
Hey, this is The Flow from Hot 702.5 FM, Risky Radio. Tune in every Thursday at 5 p.m. to listen to dope people, dope topics, and dope vibes.
Ooh, sad, killed it.
I had to choose on these big moves. She chose on me. No duck goose. Meditation to the mind while I'm making moves. Tunnel vision to the grind. No, I will not lose. And I'ma put you on, stick to myself, and I'ma be in my zone. Baby, what do you want? She wanna ride my wave, and I'ma play it safe. Can we be on go? Can we hustle and flow? Gotta keep my mind clear, gotta stay away from stress. If we dress to impress, you can hop in my ride. Understand where we at, we gotta stay on track and hold each other's back. If you just hop on my wave, we'll be okay. You are the question and I am the answer. With you, my baby, my heart beats faster. I'm just here to change your life. You're as sharp as a knife. Smoking spinach with my olive oil. Yeah, I planted the seed in the soil. But what I plant to be raw. We gotta stay healthy. No, we can't get spoiled. We are the truth and there are no rules. You a ruby, baby, you're a jewel. And I know love is easy, yeah. I need you to believe me, yeah. I knew you was gonna be my girl. Let me take you away from this world. This world.
Y'all, are y'all tired of hiring a cleaning service that just won't get the job done? Well, have I got good news for you. Midwest Superb Cleaning Services has been operating since February of 2020. Quishana and Josette Willie Walker are the founders and owners. Midwest is based out of Allenton, Wisconsin, but guess what, y'all? They travel anywhere and everywhere. They are traveling to residential and commercial accounts all over the country. They can be reached by email at Quishana@MidwestSuperbCleaningService.com or by phone at 262-846-8122. Y'all better call them. You're listening to Her Flow from Hot 702.5 FM Risky Radio. Tune in to The Flow where we're bringing you the best in hip-hop, R&B, and talk. Hey, thank you for tuning back in to The Flow, and you're listening to Her Flow here on Hot 702.5 FM. If you missed the last segment, I am here with Terry from Love, Health, and Wellness, and he is doing big things in the community and also helping people to get well mentally, physically, emotionally, because we need that, especially now. You guys know all this stuff that's going on. You got to keep yourself mentally fit. You got to keep yourself spiritually fit, right? And meditation is a big part of that. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. But however, I'm going to let Terry, we're going to turn it back over to Terry, and we're going to talk about how you got started in the business and what motivated you.
Oh, well, how I got started was actually during COVID.
Okay.
And during COVID, nobody really heard of CMOS. I just found about CMOS maybe just a few months before COVID hit, and nobody in the Valley at all was really like speaking about it or selling it for sure. So I was like, there's an opportunity right here because people need this. It's great for the lungs. It boosts your immune system. It helps get rid of mucus, helps your hair, your skin, your nails, your thyroid, aids with digestion and weight loss. The list goes on and on. I mean, it was just... I just seen an opportunity, and I was tired of getting fired from job to job. And just to give you a little bit of backdrop from where I come from. I come from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where I'm originally from. Shout out to Pittsburgh,
Midwest. Okay, I'm from the Midwest, so I know.
Shout outs to back home, everybody back home who be tuning in and following me and loving my posts and stuff and buying my products too. Shout outs. But long story short, I moved here way back in 1998. I was just 18 years old. My daughter was 2 years old at the time. And at the time, I was actually playing basketball for Wilkinsburg High School when I left Pittsburgh. And I moved out here and I tried to play basketball, and they said I was actually too old. Because growing up, I really didn't go to school at all. I literally, I skipped school like almost every single day. I kid you not. My brother and I, may rest in peace, but...
my condolences too, by the way.
Thank you. I know he's still with me though. I feel him, So, yeah, long story short, I moved here, tried to play basketball. They said I was too old. So I had to start working. I've been working ever since. I started working at Wendy's of Las Vegas, and then I was working a job here and sales jobs. Long story short, more recently, fast forward to about 2018. I'm working at the DMV, and I end up getting fired from there, and because I tried to start a business and I came back and I had some people that didn't like me there. Long story short, they let go of me for something I didn't do, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and start me a business. Yeah. And
that's how most businesses are started, just out of ingenuity and need and necessity. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So and especially when, you're a good person. I've never done anyone really wrong for real. I mean, you can ask anyone who knows me. I'm not that type of person to do anyone wrong because I believe that for everything you do, it's going to come back to you.
Karmatic energy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You give what you get, so I'm always putting good energy out there. And it was just like, I had to take it to where it was like, they did that to push me to my destiny. That's what that was. So I had to, I forgive the people who did it, who lied on me and this and that, all kinds of stuff.
It just worked out for your benefit.
It did. Absolutely. Because I wouldn't be here right now had I not, if I was, took it to heart, or I just, kept running with that sorrow story. I just got to keep going forward. Got to keep going forward. So that's what kind of pushed me to the opportunity. And once I was, got the CMOS, I was inside the Fantastic Indoor Swap Meet. Nobody knew about CMOS. They said, what's that? What's that? And that's where I just come with the knowledge. That's why it just comes second nature when I speak about CMOS. And it's from that, that whole trial and tribulation of just going through it, struggling and because it was hard at first, the first few years, and it's finally just really started taking off. Like last year, it got really popular. Again, just opened up the second store over on Sunset. Yay. Come check us out right across from Sunset Park.
We're going to talk about that too. And one thing I want to mention, you talked about, not to interrupt you, but I want to go back, like during COVID, and you started talking about the CMOS and kind of selling the CMOS, right? Was it a big deal because people were needing things
absolutely, they needed it,
and
that's what really got my foot in the door, so to speak, and made me so passionate about it. Obviously, I was inspired by Dr. Sebi, number one. And once I knew the benefits, I was experiencing the benefits myself, so I was like, the people needs this. I got to get there. So as I got into the swap meet, and shout out to the Fantastic Indoor Swap Meet at 1717 South Decatur. Big shout out to them because again, they're the ones who was even open during COVID.
What's your booth number there? So
booth E24 through 26. We're also on the F row, F10.
Okay.
So again, big shout out to them because again, they through the COVID, through all, and we were masked up, we were all safe, and everybody's sanitary, all that good stuff. I'm grateful because again, that's when I got the business started. And that's that was the beginning of everything, if you will, when it comes to that. But just some more backdrop of my passion, the reason why I'm still doing what I do. Like it was back in 2012. 2012 was a challenging year. That was actually the same year my brother was murdered. It was the same year my son was also born. But when my son was born, he was born with a form of cancer. He had retinoblastoma. That's what it was called. And it's a cancer of the eye. And unfortunately, you had to have full body chemo here in town. And then there was a specialist in Children's Hospital, Los Angeles. We had to go back and forth there for dozens of trips, or where they're doing radiation and chemo treatment shots directly into his eye to ultimately still have to remove my son's eye.
Okay.
You know, so this is one of the most traumatic experiences next to my brother being murdered. You know what I mean? Like, so traumatic events, but again,
I'm so proud of you for being here through that.
Thank you.
Kudos to you, because a lot of people, it would have took them out, and you have a purpose here, and so I'm thankful for you being here.
I'm grateful for you, because I would not be here without you. Yes, I wouldn't be here without you. So it's that time. It's that divine timing to where we need to start collaborating and get together and start talking about these concerns and issues, because these things could have been avoided. Had I know what I know now back then, my son wouldn't have went through that.
Yeah,
you know,
it was a reason that you and I, because I really believe that, you know, I want to do some things with you to kind of, you know, bring awareness, and so if that's okay, we'll talk about it later. Also, you know, and I just, wow, that was a story, you know.
Thank you.
So I definitely want to talk about too, because I got your CMOS the other day. And I had CMOS before, and a lot of people don't like to take it in jail form.
Yeah, it's tough.
I'll take it, because it really it doesn't bother me at all. So I'll take it. But since I've started taking it, I will say, and it's only been a few days because I just got back on it, and I just totally feel like the difference, even in my awareness and how mentally the clarity for me.
Yes.
And I'm full, like at night, normally, like I'm a snacker. I'm just going to be real, but I don't like, I've learned not to snack on like the really bad stuff at night. Cause before I was like, where's the ice cream at? Okay. I need something sweet but my body was needing something. Right. And so now I feel full. Like I'm not as, like I got to have this. And I think it's contributing.
Absolutely.
To
the
CMOS.
CMOS.
Is that right?
It is, especially if you take it 30 minutes to an hour before you eat.
Okay.
It'll be amazing at helping you feel fuller when you do eat, aiding with digestion and weight loss.
Yeah, yeah.
So yes.
And I want to talk about, let's get, because I don't want to forget. Please give the address of the store. He just had a store open, Terry. I am so proud. You got a store open now, second location, which means business is going good. Tell me where it is, and then we'll go to something else, because we probably got about, I would say like 10 more minutes or so. So let's talk about where the store is open
The
at.
new location is right across the street from Sunset Park on the corner of Sunset and Eastern. It is 3130 East Sunset. It's inside of it, Smoke and Shop Tattoos. Tattoos and Smoke tattoo shop. We actually have half of the store inside there. So we got a great setup. I just went live recently. If you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you should see it. But definitely check us out. 3130 East Sunset, Suite B, inside Tattoos and Smoke. It's a wonderful collaboration we're doing. We're actually going to bring more locations, so all kinds of good stuff coming, and prepare and get ready for it, to get well, to get healthy.
Yeah, so we're going to do some seminars too and some awareness stuff. Just, you didn't know that, but I just threw that out there.
Let's do it. I'm all for it.
And you know, and actually too, I want to say too that it's really important that people put their health first, because we talk about, we take care of our cars, we decorate our house, you know, we do all
we
these
insure
things.
our phones.
Exactly.
We got all this insurance on everything.
Exactly.
Except ourselves.
Exactly.
That's a whole nother avenue
That's
as well. I'm about to tap into life insurance. That's how the rich stay rich. That's how we can generate generational wealth, y'all. I'm about to be tapping back into that, because I used to do that, for those who know me, about 10, 12 years ago. I was actually a life insurance agent. And my heart wasn't in it too much at the time, because I was focused on everything. But this time, the realizing the importance of it, that's the reason why I got into it back then, but I should have stuck with it. However, you know, health is wealth, so I'm glad I'm doing what I'm doing, but I'm just going to add another tool in the shed, because it's something that we all need, is life insurance as well.
Exactly.
So
especially since 2020, somebody was telling us to take bleach and swallow it for COVID. We're not going to go there though. But anyway, we're not even going to go there right now. That's a whole nother show. But however, so I want to talk about too, I read about the Black co-host. And I want to kind of get into that, because promise me you'll come back on.
I promise. I'll be.
Yeah, you got to come back on in a few weeks, actually, because I really want to talk more about this. Is really important, important subject for me.
Yes,
okay?
for all of
and
us.
And for all of us, right? So let's talk about the Black co-host, and let's talk about what the benefit of that.
Oh, the Black co-host is amazing for the women's menstrual cycle. It's also amazing for menopause symptoms, hot flashes, cold flashes.
Perimenopausal as
premenopausal.
Well, right? Okay.
Yes, this is a great menstrual cycle. It's great for women's reproductive system. So it's an amazing herb that you can take on a regular basis for those symptoms. But what I've actually learned, even more importantly, just recently, I heard it and seen in a video with my own eyes, Dr. Sebi said himself that menopause isn't, you don't even have to go through that. Like it is because of all the damage, and if eating the wrong foods and contraceptives and all kinds of things from you not releasing enough ovumes every year.
Okay.
You know, so they get backed up, and essentially once they get backed up, because there's mucus that is blocking it. So
Right.
once you clear out the mucus, the ovums release. And he said even helped, I believe, a 60-year-old woman have another child. After
And women are having babies later now.
Yes,
I noticed that
after
as
the
well,
menopause,
too.
after he got her
Yeah.
past the menopause, he helped
Yeah.
her have a child again.
Yeah.
So this is
That is
something
amazing.
and again, it goes back to the foundation, which I try to educate everyone, because I'm not just about selling herbs so I can just make money. I'm not about that. I'm trying to change your life,
Yeah.
to uplift you, to raise your vibration.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
so we
yeah.
can all live a better quality of life on this earth.
Yeah.
You know, so at the end of the day, you have to start with the foundation. I mean, you can take the herbs by all means, but it'll be a little bit of an uphill battle if you're still eating the toxins that's causing the dysfunction. That's why it's so important that we eat the right foods, eat what our body's designed to have, so it can perform the way it's designed to perform.
Exactly. And you know, we don't look our age anyway. You know what
We
I'm
don't.
saying?
You look amazing for your age.
Oh,
and I,
thank
and I
you
think
so
I
much.
do too. I don't know if anybody agrees with
yeah,
that.
you know, it's so funny. Thank you for that.
Yes.
Touche. But you know what I want to say too is that because people don't, you know, we used to look at women and go, oh, we could tell. But nowadays, can you imagine if we ate right and exercised, how much more
Absolutely.
that would be?
Yes. You'll
right?
be turning back Benjamin Button.
Look,
Benjamin.
I already got that Benjamin Button. I'm just saying, but but I'll be turning back some more clocks. You know what I
Yes.
mean? So you know, this is what, and I want to talk about the misconception of having 3 meals a day.
Yes, that's so.
3 meals
that's
a
not
day.
necessary.
Okay,
Definitely
tell me
not
why
necessary.
not?
Because your body doesn't need to eat that much. Number one,
Okay.
it just needs enough fuel. Sometimes, I mean, really, once you get to a higher level of consciousness, if you will, and once you're giving your body what it's designed to have, you can literally live off the sun mostly. The sun and hydrating, which is H3O2, like we've learned from Brother Yaqui. Get it from your fruits. Coconut water is one of the best hydrators. So that's one of the most important things, is hydrating his body. That's mostly water.
How about aloe vera?
Aloe vera, I'm not that familiar with it, so I don't want
Okay.
to expound on the topic, but I know there's a great natural benefits to it. Absolutely great for the skin, great for
Yeah.
hydration. So
Yeah.
I just off the top of my head, I don't know much
Really
more.
know.
Yeah, but I
Literally,
know it's
how
good
much
for you, though.
water should you be drinking a day?
Honestly, actual water, spring water, if you're detoxing or something like that, because that's what essentially it can do, is flush out the minerals out of your body when you drink too much of it.
Okay.
And there's a lot of people trying to do a fast. No, I need to drink 2 gallons a day, and you're drinking too much water. You're depleting yourself of nutrients that your body still needs. So it definitely, if you're going to do that, do some coconut water or do some spring water while you're detoxing, but only drink so much. You don't need to drink like 3, 4, 5 gallons a day.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
just
yeah.
hydrate your body. Listen to your body.
Yeah,
Your body
yeah.
will tell you when you're thirsty.
Exactly. And talk kindly to yourself. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of people wonder, I'm always speaking kindly to myself.
You should speak
Right?
kindly to your water
And-
too.
Yes. And on the days that I feel like, oh my God, like, you know, some days you get up, you're like, ooh, you know, you look at them, but I'm always giving myself that extra love, doing
have to.
extra things.
Self-love.
And like, you know, I do it every single day. Because there are days that you wake up, you go, you know, but on those days, I do that extra thing that's going to make me feel
That's
good
where the
about
training
myself.
comes in.
And I've definitely talked good about myself. It's not being arrogant either. Because if you don't, why should I expect anybody else to talk
Right. And
good
who
about
else is
me?
going to
Who
uplift
else
you?
is gonna
Right.
uplift me?
Other than your mother and father, who's ones
Exact-
that unconditionally loves you on this earth.
Right.
No one else is going to uplift you other than
Shout
them
out
and
to
yourself.
Flipper T too. Hype me up because I hype me up.
I know
Yeah,
that's right.
So you know, this is a thing. I want to say one more thing. We're going to talk because we got to go in a little bit, but let's talk about the health benefits. I'm going to let you say.
Shilajit.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Yes, Shilajit is amazing. Shilajit is basically decomposed plants from the Himalaya mountains.
Okay.
It gives you vitality, endurance, energy, focus, balances your hormones, helps your body absorb nutrients, detoxes heavy metals, boosts your testosterone, libido. I have some.
Wait a minute. Are you going? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me put my glasses on because I think I need all of it. No, except for the libido part.
No,
We're
no,
talking about that.
I hear
So
you.
we talk about so the health benefits. And I'm gonna name them because you guys need to go get some. Seriously, the sea moss, the black cohosh for women who are going through menopause or perimenopausal symptoms. You're trying to have a baby. All this stuff. Please go to Terry's shop.
Yes.
There's so many benefits. So let's talk about that. It's for iron deficiency anemia, which I probably would have used could have used a few years ago, but I got that situation in check.
Oh, good.
Alzheimer's disease,
Mm-hmm.
infertility in men.
Yes.
chronic fatigue syndrome, low testosterone levels, urinary system, premature aging, diabetes, heart health, liver cancer, high altitude sickness, increased hemoglobin levels.
Keep going.
Like,
it has
it's
80
just,
plus
and
minerals
more,
in it. It's very similar to
more.
sea moss, except it's on land. It's like
Yeah.
very similar to sea moss, except it's on land, and it comes from high altitudes. Now, if you have anybody who is selling it or you're looking to get some, just make sure it is third-party tested.
Yeah.
Make sure it's third-party tested for heavy metals because there could be some toxic things in there. So I make sure all mine's just third-party tested. I make sure I do my research. I got top quality Shilajit.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. And one thing about it too is don't get sea moss from everybody.
Oh, that part. There's some
Seriously. Like what would you call a good quality of sea moss? What do you look for when you're looking for a good? Well, just come to you for real though.
Yeah, that part. You can just come to me.
But for somebody who's not here in Las Vegas and can't come to your store and they're watching, what would you look for when you're getting sea
the
moss?
resource. I mean, wherever you're getting it from, make sure you get credible reviews from their customers.
Okay.
Like look at their resource they're getting it from, how long they've been in business. Make sure there's not a whole bunch of salt in the bag if you're buying the raw sea moss and making your own. There's a few telltale signs that you can see that it's not the real deal. But even if it is the real deal, you want to make sure you're getting it from a quality source because they may not process it appropriately.
Yeah,
Like I take
yeah.
mine through quite a process. I soak it in water. I rinse it, and not only just regular water. I use Shungite Elite water.
We're going to talk about the
Now,
shungite.
Shungite Elite is a stone
Yeah.
or a mineral that comes from Russia and it purifies your water. It actually adds antioxidants and minerals to the water as well for some of the best drinking water on the planet. That's the water I use at
Sounds
home.
like a karate movie back in the day.
Water. It's water. I'm a part-time comedian
oh
too.
my God, that's so funny. Okay.
But I use that water. I soak it in that water. Then I
Yeah.
rinse it. Then I
Yeah.
boil my sea moss. Under the
Yeah.
recommendation, I heard that from Dr. Sabi. He said to boil your sea moss.
Yeah, yeah.
I've been boiling ever since. And after I'm done boiling, I let it cool a little bit and I strain it in a stainless steel strainer. So I catch all the ocean debris that people don't catch. Because some people will just soak it, rinse it, and then they'll whip it into a gel. And you got potentially hair, you got all kinds of things that
Yeah.
could be from the ocean. Not only you didn't boil it to kill off the bacteria. It's just, just all kinds of things that could be in there. But again, just make sure you get it from a good quality
A
source.
reputable source.
A reputable source. If you're anywhere on the West Coast or anywhere in the country, honestly, just hit me up and I'll send you some.
Yeah. And we're going to go, what we're going to do is, because we got probably about maybe 7 more minutes, 6 more minutes. I'm going to play one song.
Okay.
You're going to come back, tell them the website, tell them how you can be reached, and give the address of the store. And then you're going to promise them online that you're going to come back. So we got 5
I'm
minutes.
gonna come back.
We're going to just play a little bit of a song, and then we're going to come back, get that information.
Copy that.
Okay.
Be right back, y'all.
All right. Thank you for listening.
I wanna feel your love more. You talk a lot of game, boy. Give it to me. Now tell me that your love's strong with me. Now feel it when the night done. I feel what you say, yeah. I let them know, baby, and I gave you all of me. Tell me I wasted time, and I feel your heart, baby. Don't pull us apart, baby. Don't push me across the line. Let me when the night done, yeah. Let me with the lights on, yeah. If you wanna right wrongs, yeah. If you wanna love me, let me when the night done, yeah. Let me with the lights on, yeah. If you wanna right wrongs, yeah. If you wanna love me, if you wanna love me, talk to me nice. You know that I can change your life. Me a 10 out of 5, make you feel so alive. Give me all you gotta give it right back to ya. Can't nobody do you like the way I do ya. If you can't match the energy, I'm through. I let them know, baby, and I gave you all of me. Don't tell me I wasted time, and I feel your heart, baby. Don't pull us apart, baby. Don't push me across the line. Let me when the night done, yeah. Let me with the lights on, yeah. If you wanna right wrongs, yeah. If you wanna love me, let me when the night done, yeah. Let me with the lights on, yeah. If you wanna right wrongs, yeah. If you wanna love me, if you wanna
Listen, we have to end this show, but if you missed anything, please go back on YouTube. You can find us on Twitch. You can find us on IG. And guess what? We're about to be on TikTok too. So yeah, you guys can reach the Flow and her Flow on those social media platforms. So we got to get out of here. But before we leave, we're going to say how you can reach Terry. He's going to tell us. And you guys go over to the store. Go or you will not regret it. So let's go, Terry.
Definitely. Come check me out. Friday through Sunday, we're at the fantastic indoor swap meet, 1717 South Decatur Boulevard. That's booth number E24 to 26. We're also on the F row and F10. And definitely check us out at our new location right across the street from Sunset Park. We're at 3130 East Sunset. That is Sweet B. That is located in Tattoos and Smoke. Come check us out. They got hookups on tattoos as well as they got hookups on piercings, and I got all the health and wellness products. Come check us out. I'm gonna hook y'all up. Mention this ad, you'll get 10 to 15% off just by mentioning this.
Yes. And mention the Flow, mention her Flow. Come on in.
Flow.
Listen, you have tuned in to one of the hottest radio show hosts on the planet. Do you hear me? Here on Hot 702.5 FM, Risky Radio. Thank you for tuning in. You can find me here next week at 5 p.m. PST time. I'm going to be here waiting for you guys, okay? Come back.
Oh, right now.
You're listening to Her Flow from Hot 702.5 FM, Risky Radio. Tune in to The Flow, where we're bringing you the best in hip-hop, R&B, and talk.